100% asshole. Go lay down. You were just outside. Sorry if you're already streaming. That part is, people probably think I'm talking at normal volume. I have to be careful with that next week.
I say that's gonna be a whole different experience there.
Yeah, because I can hear you clear as day. You need to go lay down. Okay? Cool. Watch Lego Masters. Shit, I want to watch Lego Masters.
Hey. Shit. All right, what's good, everybody? What the fuck? Christ. Hang on. My shit's all fucked up.
Oh, good.
Love that. Yeah, so you guys are gonna stare at Bolt for a minute here. What's up, everybody? It's Roaches in Review, and we are gonna be reviewing Loki episode 5 today. It was very good, and I have just completely like, I just don't understand how this show just keeps getting better and better. There we go. Now we're on. And you know, it just continues to, I don't know, just be the best show. I mean, it's the best Marvel show hands down right now. And especially with this episode, I actually think that this episode is better than 4. You guys agree on that? Or you guys nah? Because 4 was really good, but I don't know, man. This shit was crazy. What do you guys think?
This one definitely had some more hype to it.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't say that I liked one over the other, but this one was just more action-packed, I'd say.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. There's definitely a lot of shit that's going on in this one for sure. What were your guys' thoughts on like the world and stuff that we got to see in this one? Because they kind of let you see this like new place, and I thought the aesthetic of it looked really, really interesting. And I thought it was kind of like a pleasant surprise. I was not expecting anything as elaborate as what we got, and they kind of fleshed out a lot of the Loki characters that we saw last week in the hidden scene at the end. So that was really cool. We got another really interesting scene here where they Loki and like kind of one of the Lokis really, really displays I guess you would say like their power like really well. And it was kind of like shocking.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, we had that one scene in what was it, episode 3, where Loki like makes the building go in reverse and shit like that. It was kind of like another scene like that, except more on like a grandiose scale.
More of a I told you.
Yeah. Yeah. We also got some stuff here with Ravonna and some, you know, dialogue between her and Sylvie that was pretty interesting. And you know, everybody wants to know who's behind the TVA, like why does it exist and shit like that. And you know, I just don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get it in this series, to be honest. Like, we might get it at the very, very fucking end or something like that. But the way that the series is going, I mean, they're either gonna wrap everything up in the last episode, or they're gonna not answer questions is what and my thing with that is like, if they wrap everything up in the last episode, is it gonna be too rushed? Like, is it gonna feel rushed? Or it's just a little bit of insight that I had from the episode. You
I
guys
don't want to
agree?
spoil anything, but
Yeah.
I kind of want to give you like one of like many predictions down the road. So just come back and circle back to what you just said later.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
we'll talk about that in spoilers.
yeah. So I really enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
I was laughing through a lot of it, and then other parts it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this show really is, it's a Loki show. It doesn't matter what storyline is going on. The last episode 5, so second to the last episode, is more like it's Loki all the time,
Right.
which I loved because I was expecting that by like, episode 2.
Yeah, fair.
But I really liked how they played it out. I mean, certain parts, seemed like they were a lot longer than they actually were. Because
Yeah.
I actually looked at the timestamp and I was like, I feel like I've been sitting here for like 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah, I mean that does make sense. This one, how'd you guys feel about like the pacing for this one and stuff? Like I thought that this one was really, really fast paced. Like everything was, but it in a good way. Like it seemed like everything was kind of rolling along in the episode at the perfect pace that I wanted it to. Just in my opinion. Did you guys have like any insight on that, or was it just kind of like, I don't know, same old shit?
Definitely not same old shit, but fast paced, like you said, in a better way.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I like how, again, I really like in this episode, we get to see a whole bunch of variant Lokis, fleshed out, and we get to, get, as a viewer, it's like you want to see them on the screen the whole time, and I think that the balance between all of those Lokis on screen was handled very well, in my opinion. There were people that did, I guess you would say, like superior things and stuff, Loki wise, what we saw, but I did really enjoy just the banter between all of them. I thought that in a Loki show with multiple Lokis, Lokis, with multiple, I don't think you would really assume that, like the dialogue would be on point for every single one of them, because they wanted them. They're all very different from each other, and I don't know. I just think it was really handled well.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see, Stone is not with us. He's working nights this week, and he actually, before he went to work this evening, he watched Loki, and he actually sent me in a review of his own on his Just Bolt channel and all that stuff. So we're gonna play his portion of the non-spoiler review, and I've watched a little bit of it just to see like how much I can play and stuff, but he did us the favor of saying, like, I'm gonna get into spoilers, I'm gonna break for 5 seconds and then get into it and stuff.
Cool. Before you hit play, can you give me 1 second to change my glasses?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
But from what I've seen from Bolt's review and stuff, it seems like he really enjoyed the episode too. And he's gonna break down some of the stuff that he really enjoyed. He was pretty upset that he didn't get to be part of this tonight, so this is kind of like a way for him to still be a part of the team while he's at work and stuff like that. So this kind of stuff is greatly appreciated, and thank you, Stone. Shout out. And yeah. So once Kyle gets back here, we'll hit play on that. Dude, my allergies are really bad right now. like haywire. I bought some stuff at the store to like help me, and it did for like 4 hours, and it said 24-hour relief. Not, it's not.
Sorry about that, everybody.
You're good.
What?
I was just talking about my allergies, and now they're fucking going crazy right now. Yeah.
My
Eyes are itchy. My fucking nose is constantly running. I feel like I got a cold. It's so stupid. All right. So we're gonna play Bolt's shit right now, and we're gonna hear what he has to say about all this. Kyle and Jordan can't really hear this right now, to be honest. Like they can't hear it. You have the stream up? Okay. All right, fair enough. Well, Kyle can. I don't know if Jordan can, but either way, we're gonna play it. So let's get into it. So here's Bolt with his take on episode 5 of Loki. Here we go.
Nitty gritty. Oh my god. I'm gonna keep this I'm gonna keep this as short as I can so you can play this and you can get on to your review. I took a shit ton of notes, but I'm gonna highlight the best parts, right? I'm gonna stay with non-spoilers for a minute and then fucking go right into spoilers and shit. But fucking hell, best episode. 10 out of 10. Watch this again. 10 out of 10 episode for me. You can fucking quote me on it right now. Quote me on that. Everything leading up to it, fucking amazing, right? Everything. The whole, I have not one gripe with this entire thing.
Wow.
That intro music when it's panning over fucking New York, not a spoiler. That music, so intense. So intense, that shit was dope. This whole fucking episode was good. Not a single complaint from me. 10 out of 10. We'll watch again before the series finale next week. Boy, oh boy. I mean, there's nothing I can really get into without spoiling it. Right? All I can say is the intro music was dope.
Yeah, he's right about the intro.
We knew Sylvie was going to question Ravana. We saw some of that.
Yeah, it was.
We knew. I'm only saying what we knew was going to happen. What was I looking at? I mean, we see, it's not really a spoiler. I mean, we see Miss Minute again. That was kind of cool. We see her a couple times. It's pretty cool to see that.
Yeah, it was cool to see Miss Minute again.
I mean, I have no more without getting into spoilers. So there's my fucking probably about a minute and a half review without spoilers. Fucking amazing episode. Amazing episode. Didn't see who directed it or who did that, but fucking shout out 100%. So now, as you know, you can pause it here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pause it right there because he says to pause it. And what we'll talk about is some of the stuff that he kind of touched on without getting into spoilers. Again, he says his final verdict is a 10 out of 10. It was absolute must watch. Absolutely. If you're not watching this, you're really missing out, especially if you're a Marvel fan. I agree with him that all of the music is completely on point. Everything sounds great. Everything looks great. I don't know if that's New York. I'm not entirely sure. I know for a fact that was not
in spoiler section.
No.
Okay.
I know for a fact that the tower that we all thought was Stark Tower is indeed not Stark Tower. It's not.
I know what it is.
Fair enough. We can talk about that in spoilers. But
Yeah.
I do agree with him. The aesthetic of the episode, the planet, the way that it was filmed, everything about this, the CGI even, everything about this episode felt like an actual Marvel movie to me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It felt like I was in the theater. I mean, there was times where I was like legitimately laughing in this episode, like where I was like laughing out loud, like saying this is cool, like stuff like that. And that's at the end of the day, I think that's what we all really expect from a series like this. Is we expect really good TV, and that's what this episode really, I think, brought to us. Is really, really just a great piece of TV.
Kind of want to say that if you were upset at all with uh Falcon and Winter Soldier, like I liked the series, but if you are upset about it all, I think this one episode makes up for the entire series. I loved
Yeah.
it.
I remember when you and me watched episode 1 of Loki, and I remember within the first 15 minutes of the episode, I had said, this is already better than Falcon and Winter Soldier, like the series.
You did. You
Um,
did.
And now, I would say, for people who didn't agree with me, now that we're at episode 5, all of those people are probably agreeing with me at this point in time that this show is far superior to, I would say, even WandaVision. I think this show is superior in every single way, not because it's just better or anything. I would say, look, I've always cared about Loki as a character in the MCU, and in this show, it's just everything I wanted from that character in a show by himself. WandaVision made me care about two characters that are at the time were technically side characters, and I didn't really care about what they were what they were going through, because we didn't really get that much. Like, I mean,
No.
we got Vision talking to Wanda a couple times, then they're in fucking Paris, like, vibing out. And then they come back, Wanda gets his fucking Lil Uzi Vert stone ripped out from his head, and then he dies. Like, I mean, that's basically all we got. So it was cool to see WandaVision show me two characters, kind of flesh out their roles, and then make me go, oh, Wanda's a force to be reckoned with, and she's badass. Like, awesome. This show, I've always known Loki is badass, and I don't know how they do it, but they just make him more likable in this show.
Yeah.
Like, I love Loki. I hate that our Loki dies by Thanos' hands, but this show also makes me want to go, well, maybe he doesn't really die. Like, maybe he just is doing this thing for a while. Like, until Thanos kills him in that timeline. Like, who knows how many how many years he's in this bitch, So it makes me go, like, okay, like, let's see what's up with this shit. And, I enjoy that as a fan. With that being said, let's get into, is there anything you guys want to add without, spoiling anything? Is there anything you guys, that Stone or me or Kyle or anybody didn't touch on? I don't know.
Without spoilers, no.
Okay, fair enough.
Nah.
Nah. Okay, well, with that being said, let's get into our final verdicts for the episode. And yeah, I know. So Stone gave it a 10 out of 10. We're gonna start with Jordan because he's been the most quiet.
Sorry, I'm tired. I've been out in the heat all day.
All good.
9.
9. Okay.
Solid
You,
9.
Ty?
Huh?
You?
Fuck, man. This one's hard. Because I think I gave last week's episode a 9. And this one definitely is better. So I think this one definitely does get a 10 out of 10. In my opinion, I think this is some of the best TV, like, hour-long segment that I've watched in a really long time. And, again, I don't give 10 out of 10s out at all. Really.
Mm-mm.
I really don't. But
No.
I do think that this episode is almost perfect. Like, I'm sure there's things, if I rewatch it, I could probably pick out and gripe about it, but all in all, as an as a viewer, I did not find myself wanting to do anything else but watch the show. Didn't want to get up. I didn't want nothing to do. I'm so glad that my dog is like chilling on the couch and she's sleeping. Like, I didn't want nothing to happen, nobody to bother me. I just wanted to watch the show. So I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. So Kyle, go ahead.
Honest, I was gonna. We don't do halves, so I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. It's weird that you say that because in my mind, I was thinking like I wanted to give it a 9.5, but I was like,
9.5.
but it's like if you really do think about it, you're like, I don't have a reason to deduct a point, like, or even a half point. Like, it's better than a 9. Like, it was better than last week. So like, now will next week's episode be a fucking 10? I don't think so. I think there's going to be some things left unanswered and stuff, which will, for me, cause point deductions. I'm like, no, like, wrap it up, tie it off in a bow. WandaVision can do it, so can y'all. So let's just get some answers. And if it's a 10 out of 10, then that's like unprecedented. I've never even seen that happen. So, yeah. So Kyle's a 10, I'm a 10, Stone's a 10, and then Jordan said 9. Quick question, Jordan, just for curiosity's sake. What was your point deduction? Like, why was it a 9?
It has to take a lot to really have me give something a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Like, it's got to be completely mind-blowing for me because, like you said, we could rewatch it and we could pick something out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you got to leave a little bit of
breathing room
there. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. I was just curious, that's all. It wasn't like like why the fuck did you do that? But it was more of a like, I'm just interested to hear why you thought it that shit. Whatever. All right, so we're gonna get into spoilers here, and then when we come back, we're gonna kind of let Stone's video take the forefront on the spoilers and see if they're, because I haven't watched the spoilers section, and with that being said, it's 12 minutes, so there might be points where I pause it and we'll kind of elaborate on what he's talking about and stuff. But I knew that when I watched the first 2 minutes and then he was like, all right, you can pause it here. I was like, holy shit, he's got a lot to say in the spoilers section. So, all right, we'll be right back. We're going to play the little music and shit, and then we'll be back with Stone's stuff, all right? All right, we'll be back. Spoiler section, everybody. Here we go. Spoilers are coming. Spoilers are coming down the pipe at this very moment.
Spoilers!
I can see the spoilers arriving. They're coming down. Oh, I just opened one up. I know how the episode ends. Oh, there's another one. Oh, they're all coming down the pipe now. Holy shit, there's a lot of spoilers, bro. Oh my god. Oh, it's too many. Oh shit. Oh no. All right. I'm having too much fun. Okay.
So
The worst
much
part
happening.
was I had the stream playing at the same time, so it was just mass chaos of sound.
Massive chaos. All right, so we're gonna let Stone talk for a minute, see what he has to say, and then we're gonna get into it here and see what's up. All right, bam.
And then play it when you guys do the spoilers.
So he's giving a 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Boom. Spoilers. Time.
Brother. In the Void is what it's called. Fucking Alioth, the gas dragon fucking demon thing that was dope as shit.
Facts. That was dope. Alioth was cool.
His
as
name is
fuck.
Alioth. Just for one of you that don't fucking remember. As usual, somebody doesn't.
All right, hold on. We're gonna pause it there.
I
So
also called him a shark.
yeah, they did call Alioth a shark, and Stone is right when he says when he's like, for one of y'all motherfuckers that end up forgetting here, So that would definitely be me. And I did forget what its name was. Liath. And I need to figure out what a Liath even is. I've never even heard of a Liath. But it is actually, oh boy. Yeah, it's actually a big thing in Marvel. I'm looking at this shit right now. So let me get into share screen real quick. Here we go. So this is Eliath. Eliath is the first being who broke free from the constraints of time. His empire is larger than that of Kang himself, stretching billions of years before the rise of man on Earth. His domain is approximately blah 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 blah. Who the fuck cares? Kang created a barrier preventing Eliath from entering his domain. After Kang was left on the brink of death, Ravana and the Terminatrix assumed his identity and took over his empire while investigating eras earlier in time. Blah blah blah. So basically, what Eliath is he is fucking a being who broke free of the constraints of time, and because he did that, Kang the Conqueror put Eliath in a barrier that I'm assuming this barrier is where everybody gets fucking pruned and dumped in the show. Correct? Is that wrong?
It's the quote unquote end of time. It's where time is still being written, so it's a void itself.
Okay.
So instead of them going into like a non-existent plane,
Right.
they're just thrown so far into the future, it doesn't exist.
Okay. Okay. That's a little confusing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna check back with you on that. We're gonna come back to that.
Because they explain it. Because Sylvie and Ravana talk about it.
Okay.
And they literally explain like traveling through time, and she looks at her and goes, "But what's beyond that?" And she goes, "What do you mean?" She goes, "When you disappear or entire timelines, how do you get rid of them?"
Right.
And they say it's a place in time is still being written, so you can't get to the end of time. So if they
Right.
go past that to the Nexus or whatever, I forget what they call this realm.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
past
know.
the
Yeah.
beginning of time. I mean,
Right.
further than the beginning of.
And you're talking
It's-
about where
It's
they get
further
pruned.
than the end of time.
Where they get pruned is the end of time, essentially.
Essentially, because when they get there, the monster's supposed to eat them.
Right. Thus erasing them from time completely.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
He
Okay.
eats entire timelines, and then Sylvie actually explains it perfectly when everybody calls it a shark. Guard dog.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's got the skull of a dog is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Of a dog or like a
Dragon.
yeah, it looks like a canine skull, I think, primarily. And it's pretty fucking badass, dude. Eliath is pretty cool, and
Yeah.
I'm a fan. And Eliath isn't really that smart though, is what I noticed. Is it's kind of like a big dumb dog. Which is fine, but I mean it's massive too. I mean, looking at the whole cloud and shit, I mean it's like massive. Like it's very very intimidating, but he is kind of dumb. But I don't know why
He looks for energy.
I don't know why they kept calling it a shark. It was very confusing in the episode to me when they were referring to him as like a shark, and I was like, that don't look like a shark to me. So, like the skull didn't even look like a shark. So I was very confused by that. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like me and Jordan both were like, why they keep calling it a shark? I don't understand. So
you were probably already laughing because it was a kind of like a chuckle moment for me. But older Loki,
yeah.
literally goes, "It's a metaphor."
Oh. Oh yeah,
They were
okay,
explaining the
okay.
world they're in, and instead of like stuck in a fishbowl, it's a shark tank.
Right,
That's the shark.
right. Okay, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, I don't get it. It's not a shark, dude.
Because if you chuckle a little bit, because I know I did, you'll miss him say it. I
Okay,
just had it so loud because Cora was pacing.
fair. Old Man Loki is awesome, and I'm a huge fan, and he has
Old man,
great lines.
old man Loki is original Loki,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
from the old school like Thor comics and everything.
yeah, yeah,
Where I'm probably gonna impede on Stone's um spoilers, but where he's like, I don't use daggers, they impede your abilities.
yeah, yeah.
He hardly ever, I mean, he had them, but
He didn't use
he
them
was,
ever.
no, he was always making clones and everything else. And it wasn't Stark Tower. Can I tell you what it is?
Of course.
Asgard.
Oh,
Everything he was creating was just towns. And then the biggest
oh,
part was Asgard.
gotcha.
So
Okay.
if you watch from the first movie, when they do the pan out, you got the entire Crystal Mountain.
Yeah.
That was what he created. The
That's
mirror.
why. That's why I said it was the kids' domain.
Yep.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and
Not
we
to
find
mention
out.
the kid admits that he's stronger than everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. There's a point in time where Loki is kind of like back talking, and he's like, and when I say Loki, I mean Tom Hiddleston is back talking and like saying like, oh, you let this kid order you around, and the old Loki is like, it's best to respect the boy. And, Loki kind of pries and is like, what the fuck? Like, and the kid actually ends up turning around because Loki is like, well, how the fuck did you even get in here? And he's like,
What was
turns
your
around.
Nexus event?
Yeah, he's like, well, I killed Thor. So that was my Nexus event, bitch. So I think you should shut up.
So I don't mean to cut you off, but I
Sure.
knew it was the one that killed Thor because when he picked Loki up, when he came in close, you saw from his horn crown there was wings on the side.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as I saw the wings, I sat there, I was like, Thor.
Yep. And we also
dude, I just got dumb excited about this entire episode.
Yeah, me too. I mean, there was such cool like meta shit in the episode, like when they're walking right after that scene, they're walking towards like their fortress, and they walk past a helicopter. The fucking helicopter says Thanos on it. It's like, what? This is cool as shit. Open up the hatch. Oh, and it turns out that alligator's a fucking Loki too, which is cool as shit.
Dude, Alligator Loki became my favorite during this episode.
Yeah. And I love how the old man Loki can understand him and shit. There was a great moment right before like the climax of the episode, and Tom Hiddleston is like, see, the alligator like growls, and he's like, see, he agrees, and the old man Loki is like, no, he's praying, he thinks we're gonna die. This made me laugh so hard. Like, oh my god, it's so funny. Fucking alligator Loki praying. So there was stuff like that was awesome. When they get into their fortress, they have a really good conversations. We get the backstory of Old Man Loki, where he basically understands that everywhere he goes, pain and suffering follows. So he took himself out of the equation. He goes to a planet in complete seclusion, ends up starting to miss Thor and everybody, and starts to wonder if people start missing him. Goes to get off the planet. And the TVA stepped in and got him. Oh, and another worthy mention is this Loki has the same outcome as Tom Hiddleston Loki, as to where he's on a ship with Thor, and Thanos goes on their ship, and apparently this Loki projects like a replicant of himself, like that's that we see Loki do all the time, but it was so realistic apparently that it fooled Thanos, and he ended up hiding after that. And obviously we know Thor survives all that bullshit and everything, so I'm assuming that's he knows that Thor's alive, all that bullshit, whatever. So anyway, I thought that was cool as fuck. I was like, damn, that's a really cool thing. Like Tom Hiddleston is like really eager to know his story too, which was interesting. The Loki with like the golden hammer is interesting as fuck as well. He kind of like proclaims this big ass story, and the alligator Loki is like, you're a lying ass bitch. And I don't even think we get his like actual story. So at some point, Tom Hiddleston is like, you know, I'm over this shit. I'm going to get out of here. And they all laugh at him. And then he opens a hatch. And then there's another Tom Hiddleston Loki there with a bunch of people.
President Loki.
Yeah. And like has like the horns and shit. And he's like, now which one are you? And like Loki has a
It was the clip from last episode.
great fucking one-liner here by Tom Hiddleston, and the hatch is open and just zooms in on his face, and he's like, "This is a nightmare." That is so fucking dope. I loved that line, dude. All right, so let's let Stone talk a little bit more, and we'll what, you got something to say, Kyle?
Did you catch Thor?
I was actually going to bring that up. When they were going into their hatch, there was Thor's hammer, and then there was like a mini Thor.
Stuck in a bottle.
Yeah. Hilarious, dude. Like, I just like shit like that. I'm like, this show is so good. All right, so let's let Stone talk his bullshit. We'll see how. Whoa, my phone just fell. We'll see how long it goes.
We see that in the Void, which is the end of time, which nothing comes back from because Alioth usually fucking destroys it. And then we see the scene where Ravona's being questioned by Sylvie. I feel like Sylvie kind of trusts her a little too fast. I was a little suspicious, and I was fucking right because Ravona then fucking backstabbed her, called the fucking people in, and blah 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 blah. You know, that fucking bitch. We go back to the Void. That underground bunker is like a mall or something, maybe. That fucking throne's awesome with the candy canes and Kid Loki and all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
we know the gator is a Loki. That's
cool
fucking cool. And we find out what got the Kid Loki there is that he killed Thor. That's what put him. That was his Nexus event. At the same time, Ravona and Sylvie are making a plan to go into a spacecraft that doesn't fucking exist. Speak words. Yeah, that thing doesn't fucking exist, right? And then this whole fucking scene is so gnarly. Ravona, I like how they call her Renslayer. That's her fucking like name. That's actually pretty cool. I forgot all about that. They go back in a little tangent, back and forth, and you see fucking Sylvie prune herself to get to the Void where Loki is. I'm like,
which I will just point out real quick that Sylvie pruning herself to get to the Void was so smart. I was like, why don't you? I was even saying that like in my head. I'm like, why don't you just prune yourself and just go there? And then she did it, and I was like, fuck yeah, thank you, good writers. All right, I'll let it play out more.
That's fucking dope. When she does that, it cuts to them in the fucking mall bunker type thing. And we see what the Black Loki, what am I going to call him? Lord Salad Man?
Lord
Saladin from fucking Destiny. He tries to tell his prune story, and his Nexus event story. He said that he killed Cap and Iron Man and got all 6 Infinity Stones. I was like, holy shit. And then it was fucking fake as hell because he's a goddamn Loki, of course. And then we also get old Loki's background. It says he isolated himself from everything because he was fucking scared and all this, that, and the other. And as soon as he tried to leave to go back to see everybody, that was his Nexus event. That's kind of fucked, man. That's kind of fucked.
Yeah, I thought that was messed up too. As soon as he goes back.
Our Loki decides to try to find a way to like destroy Alioth and all that shit, and the other 3 are just fucking geeking at him and laughing like, motherfucker, that's not even possible. He's like, all right, well, I'm leaving. This motherfucker opens the bunker door up top and sees 10 more Loki. I don't know if it's 10 more Loki, but there's another fucking Tom Hiddleston Loki who's a conniving little fuck. And it's awesome. He's like the first Loki when we see him being real fucking conniving little piece of shit, right? And then we see the cloud from Eliath come down, and we see Sylvie there, and the cloud come down. She's fucking running, and I'm like, there's a fucking pizza delivery car
Facts.
flying towards her because she's running. And lo and behold, it's fucking Mobius!
Yeah, I was
Let's
pumped.
go!
When Mobius came back, I was pumped.
He's not dead.
Jordan
As
was
soon
like,
as they said the
"Fucking
void
told
was
you."
the end of time, it's where everything pruned goes. I was like, yep, he's not dead. But it's also, there's no night at the museum. Owen Wilson. Or Wedding
Oh,
Crashers.
yeah.
Owen Wilson. Wow.
He's talking about the meme of Owen
Yeah.
Wilson's.
Yeah.
The
I had
fucking,
like I knew it
in
wasn't
that
gonna
mall,
happen,
the
but
big,
like,
that
is
I
it going
wanted
to
it.
happen?
I
is what
wanted
I'm
it
gonna call
too.
They keep
I wanted
fucking
it so
bickering
bad.
And then they all turn on each other and backstab each other. Go figure. They're all fucking Lokis, maybe. Or they're the cannibals that the kid Loki was speaking of later on.
Oh yeah, I
And
didn't,
you
think,
see
I didn't
the
even
gator
think of
Loki
that. I
bite
just thought they were all Lokis,
the
but they
new
might be the
conniving
cannibals and
fucking
shit or
Loki's
whatever.
hand
That.
off. That was fucking funny as shit.
The only ones that were left, I think, were
The
Loki's
Loki
against
fight
Lokis.
sequence was
okay.
fucking really good. And then we see that the old Loki can literally form portals. Teleportation portals.
Yeah, the
Not time travel
teleport
portals, but teleportation portals. We
cool
saw
as
them get out of
fuck.
there like that. That's fucking dope. What the hell was I gonna say? They get into a little thing where it's like every time a Loki tries to like fix themselves, be a better fucking person, that's when they get pruned and they get sent to the void, which is fucked up, man. It's fucked up. And Sylvie even doubts that when she gets there, she can find Loki because she thinks he's fucking dead already because she's a turd and she doesn't fucking believe in him. Fucking asshole. But she's dope. And then when they fucking finally reunited and they see each other, they're just bickering again like an old little fucking married couple. I even have down here in my notes and I said, reunited and it feels so good. Fuck yeah.
Stone's reveal of this shit is perfect.
It actually then cuts to a fucking scene with
It is
Ruby
really
locked
good.
up. She's a fucking prisoner at the TVA. Because Sylvie freed her mind and knows fucking everything, pretty much. And she tells Ravonna, or Renslayer, whatever you want to call her, that she's like, well, what are her plans? What the fuck do you think her plans are, idiot? Revenge? Duh. Take the fucking TVA down? Duh. I think she's just fucking dumb when it comes to that. It cuts back to fucking the void, and Loki's like, oh, it's kind of cold. It's kind of chilly. And she's like, yeah. And this motherfucker makes himself a blanket. She wants him to conjure up another
Yeah.
outfit because she doesn't fucking like the one she has. And then he makes the blanket longer. Come on in and get some warmth, baby. Yeah. You know what I mean? That shit was fucking hella funny. And then when they plan what's going on, like when everything's over, when they defeat this thing, all this shit and this, and I was just like, oh, they gonna do it together. Need to throw in some of that mushy in there. Thank you, Disney. Appreciate it. I must say the overgrowth of New York and the Chitauri ships, it looks fucking fantastic, dude. It looks so good. It looks so good. And once Loki and Sylvie figure out a plan of what they're gonna do to take this Eliath down, but she says there's something behind Eliath controlling all this shit, and I am gonna speculate that is where the timekeepers are. Behind Eliath in this void, because
So I'm gonna pause it right there, and we can all kind of comment on what he's saying right now. So at the end of the episode, they pretty much enchant Eliath, and Eliath separates, and there's like this like really long bridge, and it looks like fucking Mordor or something like that back there. And he's saying that that's where he thinks the time keepers are. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Like, do we all think that that's where the timekeepers are? What's going on here?
Jordan.
You go first.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I have a couple different theories, and
Okay.
this is the only problem I'm having right now. Um, One is kind of like a prediction of a curveball, as Marvel is known to do.
Right.
Not give you what you want, but they've led all the way up to it.
Right.
Like now that you know about I forgot the name. The
Eliath?
smoke monster.
Eliath?
Goliath. Goliath. Um what would you think that if everybody's kind of predicting Kang because Kang created this barrier? What if it's really Doctor Strange chilling at the end of time since he's already seen all of the future from the time stone?
I think that would be really cool.
Because it would tie into Doctor Strange, and
think
it's like,
that's
hey,
the
guess what?
case.
Curveball, you're dead.
Yeah, I
Which
don't
which could be like this whole weird one, which my least likely out of all of them.
I think that would be really cool. I just don't think it's plausible. Like, I don't think it'll
No.
happen.
No, probably Kang.
I would assume so. That's what I think is behind there. I think Kang is gonna be like trapped in that building or something like that.
Yeah,
That's immediately what I thought too. That's why I did not want that to end. I needed to see what they were walking into.
Yeah. I think Kang is in there. I think he needs to get trapped. And I think he's trapped and he needs to get out. And I think Renslayer doesn't know how to get to where Kang is. So I think the whole TVA thing is trying to locate Kang and all that kind of shit.
I mean, you got Owen Wilson who went back to the TVA headquarters.
That's
So you
facts.
just deleted him and he's coming back. I mean, that right there.
I think I'm predicting that in the next episode, Mobius is going to go to the TVA. He's going to start talking about, this, that, and the other to Renslayer. She's probably going to break down to him what's actually going on here. And then they're going to have a showdown. And Mobius.
Do you think she knows what's going on?
Renslayer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think Renslayer is the I think she's like the sub bad. I think that she's the one who answers to the big bad, thus being Kang. And I think that you're gonna get that resolution in the next episode where she'll probably either get taken down and killed, and Kang will be angry about that and rebuttal in the movies, and that will be his what do they call it, motive for trying to take down the Avengers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think that maybe she'll get beat up enough to the point where she'll go to Kang, and Kang will kind of take her, console her and be like, fuck off, and then the show will end. I'll have to pick up. Kang will be featured in Quantumania, blah, 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 all that kind of shit. This is what I think, but, I think Kang is behind there. That's what I think. I think Kang is trapped in that thing. They're gonna get there. They're gonna accidentally let him out, and then he's gonna be able to roam free again. That's what I think. I don't know.
The house is a prison.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's a prison, and Eliath has been keeping him there. And once Eliath is enchanted, they go to that house and they accidentally open the door and shit, and Kang just happens to fucking get out.
Unless that's his protector.
Yeah, it could be something like that too, where he's like a guard dog, of some sorts. But I think there's a big farce at play here with Renslayer, and the entirety of the TVA. So yeah. What? All right, so I'm gonna let Stone's thing play out a little bit more. We're almost done here, guys. All right.
The void is still being written. The end of time is still being written. So that's not the end, because it's, as I just said again, still being written. And as they set off, and Kid Loki and the Old Man Loki take their way, Mobius teleports back to TVA, and they ask him, what are you going to do when you get back? This motherfucker says, I'm going to burn this goddamn thing to the ground. Fuck yeah. That was dope. I'm excited. So Sylvie and Loki are walking up to Eliath, and actually Kid Loki gives our Loki his sword, and that sword is awesome. It's not just a fucking dagger. It's like the length of a machete, and dude, it's fucking dope.
Yeah, it is kind of the length of a
And
machete.
she's like, I need a distraction, and this motherfucker
turns on
lights
fire.
it, and that motherfucker's on fire.
Shiny.
What?
It's insane.
That's dope as hell. And they're going through the thing, and she's like, I'm gonna need help. Well, no. He's trying to distract Eliath, but Eliath comes right back to fucking Sylvie. And he's like, no! Don't do that! And then, out of nowhere, there's a fucking projection. A projection of fucking Asgard. And you see Old Man Loki pulling the entire city into a fucking projection, and it was so cool.
That part was
so cool.
crazy.
To conjure all that shit up, it takes a lot, obviously, and you saw that with him. And Sylvie then is like, Loki, I need your help to enchant this. And we now confirm this, because I know we had doubts and speculation before. Every Loki has the same power. They just don't realize how fucking strong they are.
Yeah.
So then
He's
Loki
right.
learns to fucking enchant.
Every Loki has the same power. They just don't know it.
Fuck yeah. Maybe then he'll learn to fucking teleport. Maybe he'll get strong enough to bring a whole fucking Asgard into a projection. That's going to be crazy as shit. As Old Man Loki is projecting that big city, projecting Asgard, fucking Eliath comes in and sweeps his ass up, and his horns are the only thing there. And I really want that to be like shown in another I guess episode or movie or something like that. Like, give me a little cameo of just the crowd, right? And the cynical laugh of when he's about to get fucked up by Eliath was Joker-esque, if you ask me. It was so
cool.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
Like glorious
And then
purpose.
Eliath fucking wipes his ass out. Right, and then we break back to... we break right back to Sylvie and Loki enchanting Eliath, and she tells him to fucking open his eyes, and there's a big green light, and the whole thing widens out, and there's the end of the fucking episode. They're walking right towards it to go see who the fuck is on the other side.
Hello, boys.
Oh shit.
Fucking boom.
Hey,
We
buddy.
just-
There it
Episode
is.
5,
up?
10 out of 10, best episode in
How it
all
goes?
3 series, hand down.
We just
hands
finished
down.
your review.
Hands down, best episode
How'd you like it?
out of all 3
I think
Marvel
you hit
series.
the
we
nail
have
right on
now.
the head. Everything
episode.
that
100%.
It's the only one I've given a 10 out of 10
everything
on.
that you've
Best
been,
episode, and if you
talking
think
about
otherwise-
on it has been spot on. We gave it a 10 out of 10. Jordan gave it a 9.
Oh, you fucking bum.
I knew you were gonna have something to say about that.
But yeah, I think everything that you said was spot on. We all really enjoyed it.
Hey, make sure desktop audio is turned up.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Last time it wasn't.
I know. Yeah, you're good.
You guys ready to get dirty as shit?
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Damn. You working
Can't even
hard out
fucking
there?
Can't even see my tattoos,
I
bro.
was gonna say, it looks like you got sleeves.
I do.
But yeah, man, I think this episode was crazy. I think everything you talked about was hit the nail right on the head. There's a lot of really cool ass shit in the episode, and I think we all really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was really irritated to see that he didn't put his fucking suit on.
Yeah.
Didn't ruin an episode for me, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
No.
exactly.
I think they kind of kept him out of the costume because he's now transitioned into a different version of himself.
Right.
So they're not going to make
I
him
mean,
go
even
back
Sylvie
into that
doesn't
until
wanna-
that point. Yeah.
Even Sylvie doesn't want to wear her shit.
Right. Yeah. She's like, this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah. So is being inside that motherfucker.
Facts. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, bud. This is my last night shift though. That's good.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Well, hell yeah. Finish out that bitch.
Say hi, John.
Hi, John.
He said, "Hey-oh."
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I was gonna say it was cool. Like the way we did it was like we did your first 2 minutes, then we talked about what we thought, and then like as your spoilers would go on, we'd pause it, talk about what you were talking about and shit, and it just kept going.
Sick.
It's basically like
Sick.
you were here with us.
Yeah.
Well, I am now, and I
Yeah.
was then. I can be in two places at once.
Facts. Yeah, I'm really glad that you did that. By the way, I'm really glad that you sent in that video because I mean, again, everything you talked
I try
about.
to keep it short.
Yeah, but it was like literally everything couldn't have been more spot on.
Hell yeah.
So it was, I mean, and you broke down the entire episode in like 15 minutes. So that
That's
was
what
huge.
I try to do. That's what we need to do. But it's hard to do that when you got 4 people talking about an episode that was good as shit.
Facts. Yeah, that's facts.
No
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah. But
Okay.
anybody got anything else they want to add? I mean, we're at the end of the episode.
This better have a second season after this.
Facts. We did disagree with your theory about where the timekeeper's in the house.
Okay.
I think all
I just thought, I mean, whoever it is, don't have to be the timekeepers. Did I say timekeepers were in that fucking portal?
you said they would be in the
Yeah.
house.
I didn't mean like the house, but just like beyond fucking. Was it Alia?
Yeah, Eliath or whatever.
Eliath, there. it
Yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
I thought they would be beyond that, not just in that house.
We said that we think Kang is in
Kang,
there,
yeah.
and we think he's being held prisoner in there, and Loki and Sylvie, when they go in, are gonna accidentally let him out. That's what we were saying.
So you think he's being held captured by
That or it's his own creation.
Right, like he
Gotcha.
accidentally
could
got
be his
himself.
own Nexus event.
Yeah,
made it
exactly. Yeah, something
That'd
like
be
that.
cool as shit.
Yeah,
be
something
dope.
like that. So yeah, we all said we think Kang is in there, but I mean we could all be wrong. I don't know. Could be something
Yeah.
completely different in there.
It could be my theory.
Yeah,
Could be Doctor Strange.
yeah, it could be. That's what Kyle wants.
Dormammu, I come to bargain.
That's what I'm saying. Like, can you imagine just Eliath just being another version of Dormammu?
That'd be insane.
I don't think that's possible.
It's Dormammu's Nexus event.
Facts. Yeah,
It's his branch. It's his variants.
we actually brought up Eliath, like as soon as you started talking about him, I looked it up on the Marvel database and like brought out like everything about him. So, but Kang created the barrier that holds him, so that's why I think we're all saying Kang is probably behind there.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds doing nerd things. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. All right.
What we
well,
do.
I think that's it, man. We'll see you guys back here on Wednesday for episode 6, the season finale, and hopefully that one is super good. We get all of our questions answered, and it's gonna be as good as this episode because this episode was crazy good. So,
Agreed.
all right. Well, everybody, Godspeed, and with peace and love, I say goodbye.
Everybody have a good one.
Peace out,
Peace and
everybody,
love.
and we'll see you guys next time on Roaches in Review Loki. Smash that like button.
Season finale.
Season finale. Smash that like. Smash that like button. All right, we out.
Smash it.